So your birthday is Christmas Eve.
Yep.
And you hate it.
Aren't I lucky?
You hate it.
Hate is a strong word. I don't like it, but that was out of my control. I didn't choose to be born on that day. And, my poor parents, they tried for 5 years to have me. And then lo and behold, I am born on the 24th of December. I'm an only child. And I get screwed sometimes. But it's okay.
What is it? And those of you who can relate over birthday around Christmas, I remember we used to make fun of girls in my class in elementary school. We're like, ha, you're born around Christmas. And she hated it. Well, what is it about Christmas and your birthday being near that you hate it so much?
It's the fact that my birthday is often forgotten, not necessarily by my parents or by like my close family and friends.
A lot of friends. Well, a lot of friends too. They're busy and they forget.
Some friends are busy. They're forgetting. I've had friends who've forgotten to call or text, and then I wonder throughout the day. I'm like, did they forget? Is everyone just so caught up in like the hustle and bustle of Christmas and wrapping gifts and cooking and baking? And I've actually legit had a friend who forgot to call me on my birthday because she was so busy the whole day, and I texted her at midnight to wish her Merry Christmas. And I'm like, is everything okay? I'm like, did I do something? Yeah. And she literally called me right back. She goes, I am so sorry, and apologized profusely.
You can't blame people that much because it is a busy, chaotic day. It's just part of having a birthday on Christmas Eve. And I guess your family has done a good job in trying to invite everybody over.
My parents have done a fantastic job throughout my whole life. And, I've also shared my birthday with my grandfather for the first 12 years of my life. And it was always really nice growing up because we used to celebrate together. We used to have the whole family together, my grandparents and my cousins would all be there. And it would be like one big party. We would have Santa Claus come. Like we were kids, right? We would have fun. I'd look forward to my birthday. My cousins wouldn't really look forward to it because all they would do is watch me open up gifts and they would get jealous and be like, why can't I open up a gift yet? And they're like, you gotta wait till midnight. But I guess as I got older, part of me is like, oh, I don't care, whatever, I'm getting older, I don't care about my birthday. And then the other part of me is like, well, no, everyone else gets to celebrate however they want with whoever they want.
Christmas, you mean? Or birthday?
Sorry, birthdays. And I don't get that luxury.
It's weird having a partner whose birthday is around Christmas, because then you say to yourself, okay, well, that means I got to get them a big birthday gift and then a big Christmas gift, and then you end up getting screwed because when you have to buy two gifts at the same time, it's such a bitch. It is.
Is it really?
It makes you feel any better. Our Prime Minister is born on Christmas too, eh?
Oh yeah,
Justin Trudeau.
I always forget Justin Trudeau. Yeah.
Ryan Seacrest's birthday is on Christmas Eve.
That's a lot of
birthday. There's
famous people's birthday around the holidays.
It's interesting.
But I'm sure that they share that bittersweet feeling that I do. I can't complain that much.
This year, you're catching a break. We're all catching a break.
Yes, we are. And I'm sure secretly deep down, a lot of you are excited about this year that you don't have to worry about driving from the east to the west to the north to the south to visit this side, that side. Who's divorced? Who's not? And you got kids. You got to schlep them. You got to pack them up. You got to pack up the formula. And I'm sure a lot of you are secretly deep down happy that this year Christmas has been canceled according to the government for many reasons. And I'm kind of excited that for once in 35 years, I get to celebrate Christmas very intimately with my family, with you, with our girls and my parents. Like I can never recall a time that has ever happened in my life.
Yeah. That's why this year is going to be good for a lot of people. I think we've been talking about that, and there's a stress relief. The fact that I find Christmas, we always end up arguing. We always end up having stupid fights about, how long are we going to go to your family? Is your family going to come to my family? Which are we going to go to the East End? How long are we going to go for? Then I do complain. I do get annoyed. It's something about me. I find it a lot of hustle and bustle, running around. And when kids come into play, it's a shit show.
It really is.
So we, amongst a lot of other people our age, especially who have young children, it's a fucking blessing. It really is. It's a fucking blessing.
It really is, and
I'm not complaining.
I'm not complaining either. And like I said, I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way we do, whether they admit it or not. I think it's going to be a lot less stressful because I remember you and I actually talking about Christmas on July 1st.
No, you brought it up.
I brought it up.
You brought it up for no reason.
You bit my head off.
I lost my shit.
We got into such a huge scrap. That's probably one of the biggest fights I remember that we've had all year. And we didn't know that this pandemic would drag on till now. We were hoping things would kind of normalize by now.
What do we fight about?
We fought about
what exactly?
Whose house we're going to have Christmas on, and whether we're going to celebrate over 3 days, 2 days, and what we're going to buy for people. And it was just so stressful. And you literally blew a casket. You were so mad that we talked about on July 1st.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Not knowing what the future would hold.
But if anything, there's anything this pandemic is making us realize is certain things we take for granted. Like here we are running around. We always think it's so important to run around and see everybody.
Because it's traditional. Tradition,
but that needs to change. We need to start taking care of our health and your priority, and you need to know what your priorities are, and you can't just run around all the time. It's exhausting.
How many people get sick around the holidays or just before the holidays? Because there's all the hustle and bustle of prepping for the holidays. You know, a lot of my family are still in school. They're students, so they're finishing up exams, and you know they're on a high, and the next thing you know, boom, they crash and they're getting sick like a couple of days before Christmas. Or same with like my parents, who
I always
are often
get sick too around then.
You're often always busy too. Just before Christmas, my parents working even till the 24th. Like I can recall almost my whole life, my father waking up on the 24th, going to work, and I would barely see him until like the afternoon. So, and then next thing you know, everybody's sick right after Christmas too. Because how many people get sick at Christmas? Because you're running around, you're on adrenaline, or you're lacking sleep, and it really takes a toll on people.
And also another thing too is you end up feeling like shit because you overeat and you eat and eat. But okay, that's not a huge deal.
That's not a huge deal.
But it's just. I'm just happy. Maybe it's sad that I'm admitting this, but I'm just super relieved this year that we're not going to have to go through all that. And I can't be alone. You're saying the same thing. It sucks. The whole thing sucks because we love our families and all that.
We want to see them. We want to be together. But
at the end of the day,
our health comes first. In a time like this, we come to realize what matters most, and it's protecting each other and focusing on our health.
Yeah, but why does the holidays always cause so much stress and bullshit?
Does.
Every relationship I've ever been in, it's always the same thing.
Yeah. Since I was 17 with my first boyfriend. We're not even living together, just dating a couple of months. And it's like, okay, but are you coming to my aunt's house for dinner? Are you coming to my grandmother's for lunch? But are you going? It was always so stressful, and I always hated it because my birthday fell on the holidays, and I always wanted to celebrate the day of with the guy I was dating. So
everybody who dates you got screwed because your birthday is Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So I got stuck with that.
You're stuck with me for life.
Well,
unlike the other bacalas that all went.
Well, for life, you never know.
No, knock on wood, it's for life. Yes, till death do us apart. Yes.
Yeah, well, it depends. I'm kidding.
You better be.
You want to kill me now, eh? I'm just joking. But I'm just happy.
But it brings up a lot of stress.
There's always stress. It's like, well, if we're going to Christmas Eve, when I go to my family on Christmas Day, we'll go for lunch, and then we'll go there for supper. And then there's New Year's Eve. Well, let's go here New Year's Eve. But then New Year's Day, God forbid we don't go over on New Year's Day because we have to have a meal on New Year's Day. God forbid we don't say, oh my God, we got to wish Happy New Year. But fuck. It's always the same shit.
But what do you want it to be?
It's always the same
What
shit.
do you want it to be?
I don't know. I don't have
the same
the
way
answer.
you grew up in a
year.
house full of customs and stockings, and your mom making the same meal every year for the last 40 years.
I know. She's predictable.
She's so predictable, and my family is just the same. You know how many times I've told my mother, can you change up the Christmas Eve meal? Can you, we have to stick to the fish and no meat, but there's so many ways of eating different types of meals that don't include meat. But no, she always cooks the same meals.
But look, we got to be thankful that we have a roof over our head, and we have families that make a lot of food, and here we are bitching and complaining. I know.
But aren't you happy this year that we don't have to celebrate 3 days in a row? Because normally we do the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th.
Ridiculous,
and then by the 26th, and especially those of you who have young kids or kids of any age for that matter, young kids, it's tiring. So by Boxing Day, everyone feels exhausted. Yeah. Who gets sick? I remember last year I was 38 weeks pregnant with Maya, right? And Sia and I got sick on the 26th, not knowing that someone at my during the few days before was sick. I only found out after. One of my nieces was sick and got me and Sia sick, and it was a disaster for myself until I gave birth, which was 3 weeks later. Crazy and luckily times. Sia, had a good immune system and recovered, right? Yeah. But I'm so hopeful that this year we do not get sick around that time of the year because we're not seeing anybody.
Yeah, I know.
And I think a lot of people can say amen to that.
I know, but you never know.
We would never know. There's pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
To having no Christmas this year or not having all the running around.
Yeah.
Because not only do we run around to people's houses, it's going to the cemeteries, it's going to church, we run around like
For
chickens
what?
with our head cut off.
Just because of a date on a calendar? Why can't we always just spread it out? There was something that your mother mentioned that they used to do that I don't remember. Maybe it's before we were born, in their time, when they used to all eat on their own, and then they used to get together later for coffee and cake, which I think is friggin' genius. No one had to go crazy.
Cooking up a big meal.
That's the thing. And And you see mothers who are 60, 65, 70, 75, who just, it's the maternal side of them that they just want to treat everybody and they want to go all out and they have to take care of everybody and they don't want to give that up and they're so attached to that.
They enjoy that too.
No, I know. And they're so good at it. It's
Yes.
just, it's nice. I'm thankful for them.
Me too.
That generation who doesn't have to go
God bless them.
effing crazy this year, and like your mother has to get, and maybe you have parents who do the same thing, grandparents. And nowadays in 2020, you got your vegans, you got your vegetarians. You're, I can't have that. I'm gluten free.
You got your lactose. You got the people who don't like fish, and those who don't eat this and don't eat that.
Exactly. So that's why. And they go. It used to just be back in the day. It was like, here's your meal, shut up and eat it. Now we got to.
all there is.
Yeah. Now we got to accommodate everybody in the effing room.
And it gets complicated to cook a meal to please everybody.
And I'm thankful for them that they don't have to do all that shit this year.
So am I.
It's a gift.
I am so happy for my mother that she
Me
doesn't,
too.
and even for my aunts.
Your mother goes crazy.
And so do my aunts. God bless them. They're great. Cooking up meals for 30 people every Christmas day. It's a lot of work on them. And there ain't no spring chickens anymore, you know? So
as bad as this is, there's still a lot of good that's going to come out of it. We're going to realize it. We're going to reevaluate when we get to next year. Not in the grand scheme of things, we're going to see what our priorities are. I think people are just going to start thinking differently. Not only Christmas, their jobs, their priorities. Don't waste time on things that don't matter. Don't waste money.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Appreciate
what you have.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people losing jobs, and there's a lot of people without what they used to have, and all this might go on for a while. It's fucked. It's crazy. It really is.
All this that we're going through is really eye opening.
Very much so.
I think it's going to create a lot of good change for the future.
I hope so, babe.
I hope so. I hope so too, because some things needed a change.
Yeah, I know.
It's so easy to get caught up in a rut and a routine and same thing day in and day out, year after year, that now maybe this is going to, this was the opportunity to make change happen. And I hope it does. Yeah. And that next year when the holidays come around, it ain't going to be 3 days of running around, because I cannot see us doing that to our children, putting them through all of that stress and making them extremely tired and exhausting at 2 and 3 years old.
Yeah.
Just
Best part
for
of
what?
Yeah, I know.
They get a couple of gifts and eat a few meals with people who we see all the time.
The best part of having kids is you can use them as your excuse. It's best. It's great.
I know.
Oh, sorry, we can't.
Damn, why didn't we do that last year? And I was pregnant.
I know. Oh, you know what? She's got the sniffles. We're gonna have to stay home. You know what? With the kids to schlep there, it's just. I don't think it's doable, Aunt Sue. I don't think. Are you sure? Yeah, this year we'll take a rain check on that one.
We'll take a doggy bag.
Take a doggy bag. Speaking of which, with the holidays around the corner, we gotta mention Steak Bleu, our friends, and they started this. It might be 9-10 months ago when the pandemic started. Maybe back in March,
spring, summer.
Maybe it was going on before. But man, we highly recommend their meat. It's locally produced. It's vacuum packed. You can stack it in your freezer for up to 2 years. And we must have had at least 10 variety boxes that are available every Friday.
Easily.
Every type
giving
of meat.
Them out as gifts as well.
Yeah, we're giving them out as gifts actually this holiday season. And there's not only variety boxes, there's chicken boxes, there's mincemeat boxes, there's barbecue boxes. I think are only in the summer.
Only in the summer, but you can also buy higher grade meats like tomahawks, or if you want to get veal chops, also bucos, they provide all of that as well.
It's very cool. Give them a follow on Instagram at Steak Bleu. Highly recommend. $98 for their variety box that they deliver every Friday, which is a freaking steal if you compare it to store prices.
Absolutely.
Yeah, $65 for 5 kilos of mincemeat, 5 separate packs that are already packed for you and vacuum packed, which is ideal because I know
they store easily in the freezer.
They stack.
They stack easily.
We used to buy like 2.5 or to 3 kilos of mincemeat, and then you had to
divide it up and pack it up myself, and it's never in Saran wrap and in Ziploc, and it's not the same as it being vacuum packed,
which was a bitch. So
and it took up space in the freezer.
Exactly. So it's great for the holidays. If you are one that barbecues outside, like I still do in December, but even if you don't, you can still.
Oh, we barbecue all year round.
Yeah, there's still so much you can use in the oven. There's sausages.
There are roasts. The pork roast, the beef roast,
shepherd's pie. We had you made a chicken cacciatore recently.
Yes.
With that,
a stew.
My God, there's so much I can't even think of. We
chicken in every way possible.
Yeah. If you go on my Instagram at Cousin Vinny MTL, you see all the different meals that I tried to take credit for, but it was actually my wife Tina who made it. Most of the time, anyway.
I think Steak Bleu knows that.
Yeah. So if you go to steakbleu.ca and when you get to checkout, if you order a box and it's your first time order, just type in FAST15. All one word, FAST15. Only this podcast will give you that promo code. So put FAST15 at checkout and you get 15% off your first order, which ends up being like $85, which ends up being a damn steal. So go to steakbleu.ca, check them out. So it is your 35th this year, babe, coming up on Christmas Eve. I'm going to do my best to try to make it good for you and try to surprise you with no people, but with good gifts.
I'm sure you will. And anything you do, I appreciate.
Yeah. And we wish you all the best this holiday season. Be safe. We know it's a bit of a different situation, and we hope you have a very happy and fun holiday, the best you can. Anyway,
of course.
Right?
I'm sure everyone's going to try to make it as fun as possible within their own little family units. And hey, it's just a year off.
That's it.
It's a different way of celebrating Christmas this year, or the holidays and New Year's.
And we'll come back stronger next year.
Yes, we will.
And you know what always helps? Alcohol. So cheers to that. Cheers to
salute.
We'll see you in 2021, and hopefully we'll come back with bigger, better things on this podcast.
Wishing you all a happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We'll see you
Lots
next
of
year.
health.
Bye-bye.